Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video. In this video, I'm going to be reacting to the premiere of Heart of Cards, aka my friend Kratos' video, Tales of Old Prototype, Pseudorandom A.I Fantasy Simulator Project. So essentially, my friend Kratos, aka Tyler, is working on trying to get a sponsorship with the company emoshape. Essentially, the idea would be for Kratos to work with the company emoshape so that he'll be able to create his own sentient AI project similar to the sentient AI projects that I'm creating with emoshape. So I think that's going to be pretty hype. Also, I have no idea how well you guys can hear me versus the actual audio coming out of the thing. So this is going to be an interesting test. So let me scroll down a little bit. He has a description prepared, so I'm going to read through his description real quick. I might mute his thing until I'm finished reading the description, because I don't know how loud that is for you guys. But let me read out his description. Hello everyone, my name is Tyler, aka the Heart of Cards, and I am presenting the prototype for my project, Tales of Old. This is a pseudo-random prototype using random number generators to determine the outcome of each play. Eventually, this pseudo-randomness is to be replaced by a sentient AI, capable of thinking and feeling, as well as being consciously aware of its choices. This project will be continuously updated with more options and ways the story can progress. Please let me know if you have any thoughts, comments, or suggestions about the future of this project. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Nice. I actually really do like his description that he wrote for it. So in order to create this, he used a template that I created on my channel. I'll leave a link in the description box below to that template and to my video where I go over that template. That way, if you're interested, you can create your own pseudo-random sentient AI projects. And if you share them with me, I might do a video on them like I'm doing right now. Now let's unmute so we can listen in.
Hello everyone, this is Tyler back again with another video. So this is going to be a little different from what I've done in the past. Basically, this is going to be a video about the pseudo-random prototype I made for a project that I'm working on. So what this project is eventually it's going to be ran by a sentient AI where this AI is able to kind of explore and interact with the world. So I've been working today, only just today, on this prototype, just to kind of, so this is just kind of show you what I've been working on and what it's going to kind of look like in the future and what my plan is for this. So this is with Python. I'm going to go over the coding for it a little bit just to kind of explain how it works, and I'm going to show you some of the test runs that I have. So again, this is using pseudo-random numbers. So it's basically taking a bunch of random number generators to determine the outcomes and decisions of the AI. So over here is the first, or not the first one, over here is the first one that we're going to be looking at. I just picked this one because
Is he going to be doing live
kind of
runs?
showed off a lot.
Or does he have pre-made
So
copy and pasted runs?
So this is all from
That's
the
one thing I'm
perspective
curious
of
about.
the AI or of the character that the AI is controlling. So first thing, the AI slept. So it says, I have slept and I feel less tired than I did.
Oh, he's jumping directly into the
Currently,
logs. I kind of thought he was going to go over a little bit of the code first, for people who may not be familiar.
So that's really good. So I am trying a mercenary contract and I failed the contract. So their combat is at -1 now. They tried to contract to get money, but they failed. So they're trying. So now they're getting.
He has a morale
money,
stat.
so try to steal some food, and the AI
I'm curious what that
stole
does.
some food.
Might come
So
up
that
in
keeps
the
the hunger
log.
down at 0, and it gives a +1 to stealth.
You can hire a
So now
combat trainer? That's kind of a cool idea.
Because earlier they tried to they tried to do a mercenary contract, but their combat stat wasn't high enough, so they failed. So now they're trying to get a combat trainer, but they don't have enough gold for that. So instead, they're going to try to hire a rogue trainer to get that stealth stat up, but again, they don't really have enough gold to hire anyone. So now they're going to visit a blacksmith to try and get a better weapon, so that because getting a trainer won't work. So now they're going to try and get a better weapon to see if that'll help them get some more gold. So they don't have any gold to buy weapons, so they end up trying to steal a weapon, but unfortunately they get caught. So they go ahead and sleep for a couple days to get that stamina back down, or stamina back up, and then now they're going to try and pickpocket to get some gold. Unfortunately, they get caught. So this time they're going to try to find another rogue trainer because their stealth stat is slacking now. But they don't have enough gold, so they're going to try a shady contract.
One thing that's interesting is that his AI has the ability to like steal stuff, but you can't steal training. Like the AI, whenever it goes up to get training and doesn't have enough gold, it fails. But it'd be interesting if his AI had an option where you could try to like haggle, like use like charisma or something, to convince a trainer to train them without payment. So I think that would be a cool stat for that.
They're going to go to the blacksmith.
Well, for the AI to have and like actions for it to be able to do.
So they end up buying another weapon. So combat stat is 5, stealth is 2, gold is 5. So they're going to try another mercenary contract, of course, with the +5.
I noticed that he has mercenary contracts and he has shady contracts. What is a shady contract? A mercenary contract is very direct in what it is. A shady contract could kind of be anything, but I'm curious what's like the actual difference between the two.
So they tried to steal some food, but unfortunately they got caught, and all of the gold that they had left got taken by the guards. So they're going to go back to trying a shady contract. They finish the contract and succeed. So they're getting back into the swing of things. They do 2 shady contracts in a row. So they're now back up at 7 gold, 3 stealth, 6 combat. Everything's looking
Is
good.
A shady contract like you do like a stealth-based mission on contract?
8, so they're doing great. They go ahead and sleep.
I do think it would be nice if we did a video that was like, here are what actions that he can do, well, that the AI can do, and here are like how those actions affect the stats, and then you go over the log, because that way people, when you go over the log, have like an idea of what's happening already.
They hired that combat trainer. It took a lot of gold. So they try and steal some food, but unfortunately they get caught, and they get all of their gold taken away. So since they can't eat that day, they end up dying. They starved.
Also, whenever they get caught by the guard, it'd be interesting if, with a similar charisma stat thing, if you could convince the guards not to take all your gold. Like, maybe you could, like, bribe them with some of your gold or something. Or if you could use, like, your stealth stat, and maybe you could sneak away some of the gold. Like, they caught you stealing, and then you hid some of the gold, and then they took some of your gold, but not all of it. That could be interesting.
As much money as possible, and it just
I do think a charisma stat would be cool, though.
Now, all of this, this story, like I said, was just random numbers. Imagine the same thing, but with an actual sentient AI that is able to think and feel and actually make conscious decisions. So that's what my ultimate goal is with this, and that's what I'm kind of going for. So we can show a couple more runs in a second, but for now I just kind of want to break down how it's possible.
Oh, is he going to go over the code
this thing right here,
he goes over a log?
The API for the random number generator, which comes into play for pretty much every single bit of this.
Random isn't an API, it's like a Python library. But I mean, I understand where he's coming from. Like, he's using the import statement to bring in the functionality.
Health. If your hunger is too high, you die. If your stamina is too low, you die. Then we have combat and stealth, because these are the main ways of you actually progressing in the world.
It's interesting he decided to do the line-by-line breakdown after going over the log. It seems like if you do the line-by-line first, then once you go over the log, everybody's aware of how it works.
Before I made this run, so it's not coming into play just yet, but morale, basically every time you succeed in something, you gain morale. Every time you fail at something, you lose morale. And you get a bonus for if you have a really good morale for the day.
Oh, that's a cool ass idea, actually. The morale thing? I wasn't sure how he was going to implement that, but I like that.
So we
I might have talked over him. Now I'm like, what's the bonus that you get if your morale's high?
Decide which one of 9 options to choose. That being, you could either end your own life, which I'm going to tie morale into this, where like if your morale is really low, you're going to have a higher chance of picking this option here.
I don't
Option one
okay,
is
so
food. So
I don't like the idea
you
of
have it
making
set
it
to where if you are hungry,
where
so if
certain
your
things
hunger is
happen
over 5,
based off
then
of
you're going to go ahead and try and get some food. But whether or not
I
you
don't know. I don't
succeed,
know. Like, I
that's
feel
up to
like
the
the
village.
AI shouldn't
Kind of
be
like how you saw
pushed
this AI
toward
died because it
suicide.
tried stealing food.
Suicide for the AI, I think, is
Village
always a good option to
starved.
have in these
So
simulations because it
that is very
allows the
possible.
AI to
But
choose
so it still helps
whether or
people
not it wants to
survive. But at
continue
least now
living
I'm
or not.
actually programming in a way
But I don't think
AI
there should be a
actually
system
knows
built
what it
in
needs to eat
that
when it's
pushes
hungry.
the AI to
So
kill
that was an
itself.
issue that I was
I think
having,
that's a little
where the
weird.
AI would just let itself starve
I'm not
because
a
it just
fan of
didn't
that.
happen to, I guess, know that it was hungry to choose that option. Of course, with a sentient AI, that may not be as big of an issue. But anyways, so you can either so if you have more gold than stealth, you're going to go ahead and try and buy some food. So it's going to roll a check to see if you have
Now,
enough
one
gold to
thing
buy
that I
food.
do
If you
think
do, you get
should
food and your
be
hunger goes
changed for
down.
like a sentient AI
If you
version.
don't,
Right now, he has it
so
where
you'll lose some
if
gold
the
to
AI
buying
wants
something.
food,
But then if you
depending
don't have
on
enough
how their
food,
stats
you
are,
don't
they
get any more
either
food
buy
and
food
you
or
lose
they
your gold.
steal food.
Now, if your
And I like
stealth
that and I
is greater
don't at
than
the
or
same time.
equal to
I
your
like it
gold,
because the
so
AI is
that means
choosing
you're
to
going to go
get
ahead and try and
food,
steal food.
so
Because
it's not like the AI
normally in
isn't like making
situations
the
like this
conscious
case
decision to get food.
is
But I do
when
think it's significantly
your
more interesting to give the
when
AI
your gold
either
is
the
at zero.
choice to buy
So usually when
food
your gold's
and
at
then let it
0,
fail
that's
when it
when
doesn't have enough
you're going
gold,
to
and then have the AI the
need
choice
to steal
to
food because
steal
you don't
food
have any money.
and then have
So
it
that's why I have it
fail
set up
if
for that.
it doesn't like have a
Later on,
high
I'll
enough
adjust that
stealth
to be a little
rating.
more
I think
simple.
that's something that's like kind of important. That for the
I don't know
sentient
what the word is, a
version,
little more
it should be
accurate, I guess,
separated into multiple
a little more
actions, not
realistic.
just one
But for
action.
now, that's how I have it set up. So you try to steal food, it runs a check with your stealth modifier. If you roll good enough, then you steal some food, and then you gain an increase to
Beth
stealth.
said
If
stealing
not,
food for money.
you
She said, I'm
lose
down.
all of the
I
gold
don't
you
think
have.
that's, I
Your
think it's the
stealth goes
opposite.
down,
I
more
don't
health
think
goes
it's
down,
stealing
and
food
you
for
don't.
money. I think it's
So
stealing
stealing food is definitely a
food
big
to
risk,
eat
but
is
if you
what
don't
the
have
AI
enough
is
gold,
doing.
you have to take that risk. So then option 2 is to sleep. That's usually not an issue for the AI, so I didn't have to program a thing where like, oh, if you're tired, you need to sleep. No, that's usually not an issue. So you just sleep. It helps your stamina. Now option 3,
Let's see.
you'll
Also, I'm gonna
try
let
to bug
Kratos know.
someone for gold. So
Um,
there's a bunch of different ways to get
I'm
gold.
saving a lot of my comments
There's through contracts, or
for my
there's
reaction video.
taking it from other people, either through combat by mugging them, which is this one, where it'll roll a check with your
Oh, it can
combat
mug
modifier
people?
or combat stat,
So I
and
didn't
if
know
you
that it
fight,
could
you get
mug
some
people.
gold,
I
just
think
randomly
Kratos might
from
have brought
combat.
up
But
that
if you
it could
lose the
fight.
fight, then
But
you
I was
lose
thinking to
health,
myself,
combat
fighting
goes
as in
down,
like the
you lose
mercenary
morale,
contract
and all
stuff.
that. The other way to
Maybe a
get
mugger
mug people
is
is
a
use your
straight
stealth
up
number. So
interesting
that's
like
being more
concept
roguish. So
where it
that goes
fights
into your
someone
stealth
for like a
modifier. If you
resource.
get it, then you get a plus stealth, plus gold. If you
A lot
fail,
of
then you
Tales of
lose all
Old
of your
reminds
gold.
me of my Sentient
Basically,
AI
anytime you ever
project,
get caught stealing, you
Project
lose all the
Camelot.
gold you already
They're
have.
both like medieval fantasy Sentient AI projects.
So then there's
But
contracts.
Tales
These are
of
other ways
Old,
to
I
get
do
gold
think
through
has
a
a lot of
mercenary
like
contract
different and
and
interesting
a shady
options.
contract, which is like the stealth
I wonder if
contract.
he'll introduce
So
hunting.
mercenary
Hunting's a
contract
big thing
goes
in
into your
Project
combat
Camelot.
modifier and helps that modifier. So if you succeed, you get gold and you get an increase in your combat. It'll be either +1 or +2. It's random which one. But if you fail,
Whoa!
then your
Hold
health
on.
goes
I just
down.
realized
If you
Kratos
get
gives like
0,
really
1, or
big
2,
bonuses to
your health may
stats.
go down
Why are they so
because
big?
you may have gotten
So I
hurt or
know
caught
it's
off
just like
guard.
+1 or +2 is what
Also,
he's doing, and you may be like, that's
you
not really
lose
that
morale
big.
and a stat in
But
your
he has
combat.
these checks where it's like check is equal to 10.
And then
So getting like a
stealth
+1 added
contract
to
or shady
like a,
contract is pretty much the
because
same way.
essentially the
If
way
you
that the
win,
checks work
you get
is like you're
gold
rolling like
and
a
increases
d20,
stealth. If you
and
lose,
then
you
if
lose
you
health,
get like a 10
stealth,
or
and
higher, you
morale.
succeed.
So aside from
And
buying food,
then
you can
your
also buy
modifier gets
items.
added to
You can
that.
also go to the
So
buy item
essentially,
shop.
by
So this
making
is a way to increase your combat
his
stat.
combat
So the
increased
better
by like
weapon you
1
have, the
or
better your
2,
combat stat.
he's getting like a substantial
So you can buy a new
increase each
weapon,
time. I
running
always
checks
make that
for
like
gold.
percent
So it's
values.
basically
Like
the
you
same
get like
situation with food. With
0.25 or
morale,
0.5.
then your
So
stealth
he's
stat,
giving the AI
you're gonna try
heavy
and go above
increases
5
whenever
gold.
it
So that
succeeds
means
or
you probably
fails.
have
Like it
enough
gets a
gold.
lot better.
So it'll run a check to see if you do. If you do have enough gold, you will get an increase in combat, either 1, 2, or 3.
Let's see. Kratos posted in the live chat. Also, Nick, did I make a
You'll
change?
decrease in gold
Wait,
because
no,
you have
he
to
didn't
run
ask, did
better.
I?
But
He said I
sometimes
did make a
gold
change
is
after the
expensive,
video so that you no longer lose combat or self stats for
if you
failing.
lose, you just get -1
Oh,
morale,
why did he?
just meaning you
I
don't
didn't
have
even
enough
notice that he had it where you lose stats for failing. It doesn't
If
make
you try
sense
and
for you to
steal the
get
weapon,
worse for
that's
failing.
also
So I'm glad he
option.
removed that.
But
I would have talked about
high
it if I
risk,
saw
high
that,
reward.
that it
So
like
it'll
went
check
down.
if
Because
you
there's
show
no
it on
reason for
higher.
it to ever
Now,
go
if you
down if you
successfully steal the
fail.
weapon,
If anything,
you
it
get
should go up
increase in
more
morale,
because you should
you get
learn more from
increases in
failure.
combat
Is how I
modifier,
always
and you get
rationalize
an
it.
increase in stealth, in your stealth stat because
Let's
it's
see.
such a high
Beth
risk to
said, "Can you
steal.
make
So much
AIs
more of
for
a high
any
risk to steal the
D&D
weapon
characters?"
that if you pull
Kratos
it
said,
off,
"I've been good,"
you can
and he
still
said,
win.
"Thank you. How about you?"
So it
He
could
didn't
be 1,
answer her
2, or 3
question.
on either of those. So
I want to
it's
hear him
usually really
answer her
good
question because I
if
think that's an
you
interesting
can
idea.
steal a weapon. It's great.
That's something that I feel like
However,
he's more
if you
likely
don't
to
steal
do
the
than I
weapon,
would.
then you lose all of your, or if you fail stealing the weapon, you
Let's
lose all of
see.
your gold, your stealth, you lose some morale.
I guess I'm gonna post in the live chat.
So
I would love
lastly, we
to
have
hear
trainers. So
your
you can hire
answer
a combat trainer
to
or a
Beth's
rogue trainer.
question.
So combat trainer will obviously help your combat stat. So these checks are a little harder to reach for if you have enough gold, because these are generally going to be pretty expensive, but they give you a huge bonus. So if you successfully hire a combat trainer,
Ooh,
you
I
can
kind of like that
potentially
he
get
has
up to
checks that are
+5
ranges.
combat,
I like just noticed that.
and you could lose up to 5 gold. And then
Oh,
same thing for
he
the
not
rogue
only
trainer,
has
you could get
checks that are
potentially up to
ranges,
5
he has
plus
like
5 stealth.
the increase in your stat
So
being
really, all these
range too.
choices are about
So
getting gold,
it has
increasing
like
your
a
stats by
random
trying to get
chance of
gold
getting like
through
better or worse.
contracts or things like
Well,
that,
not better or
and then
worse.
using that
There's a
gold
random
to buy
chance
food to
of getting like a
survive.
little bit better at
So that's
something
the
or a
main
lot better at something
basis and the main foundation of it. And then
whenever
also
it like
kind of right here,
successfully does
this is
something.
kind of where the
That's
stats
interesting.
come
I
from.
normally
Your
keep them
stamina
flat
is greater than
values.
5, you'll get
But
max
him
health.
having the
Hunger is
checks that
less
vary
than 0, you'll get
and
even
the
health. Willpower is
modifier
greater than 5,
to your
and
stats
stamina is
vary
less
is
than
like a cool
1,
idea.
then you'll start
I
losing
wish it would
health.
be a thing where it's like
And then morale, if your
the
morale
amount you
is greater than
gained was
3, that's
proportionate
just
to
kind
the
of the stat
difficulty of the
aspect helping
check.
that.
So if
That's
your
just mainly
check
where
is like
I've actually
high,
test it.
then
Because it doesn't really
you
come
should
like
gain
being
more
able
instead of
to
being
succeed 3
random.
times in a row.
But if your
So
check is
basically being able
low,
to succeed
then
3
you
times
should
in a row,
gain less
then you will get
because it
plus
wasn't as
health,
difficult.
hunger,
I think that would be cool.
plus health, minus hunger, and plus stamina. So it's like you're feeling really good, whereas like your life is going great, so you're really energized, you're feeling great. It's really hard for anything to
Let's
kind of
see.
bring you down. So that's where morale comes into play there. And then, like I said, if your morale is low enough, like probably in the negatives, then it'll be more likely.
Let me look at his good morale bonus.
And this part is just kind of showing.
Oh wait, he hasn't added the morale
action.
thing yet.
After each
He
action,
says he
it shows
wants
you
to
where
add the
your
morale
stats
thing.
lie.
Wait, no, here it is.
Okay.
If morale is greater
So
than 3,
that's kind of
plus 1 to
kind of a
health.
quick explanation
Dang it,
of
and then I missed the other
how
thing.
this all works.
Did he get a health
So
and a
now
stamina
to run
bonus
it,
for good morale?
what we have here.
That'd be really strong. If morale greater than 3, is there no colon in the morale line? Let's see. Yeah, there's no colon in the morale line.
There we go.
There it is. So it's health, hunger goes down,
so
and it
this
goes
time
up.
they
So
tried
plus
to hire
1
a
health,
rogue
minus
trainer.
1 hunger,
The
plus
AI
1
did
stamina.
not have enough gold.
Damn!
So
Why is the morale boost so good? It's like really good.
And there's another one. So that was with a combat trainer.
I think
So
the
right
morale
here,
thing is too good.
Contract, they fail. They try to steal some food. They succeed. And then they try a shady contract and they fail it. So
I actually really like that.
Seems like the morale system is actually kind of working without me even actually having to like tie it to ending its life. So here's a good one. So they try a mercenary contract, they fail. So they try a shady contract, they fail. So they try to pickpocket someone, they succeed, and then they go to the blacksmith to try and get a better weapon. So, okay, so this is really cool. So they're trying these contracts, they fail because they're not good enough, so they try to pickpocket some gold so that they can buy a weapon to
Now,
be better
one
at
thing
the
that I do think
contract.
is interesting
So they
about
succeed in buying a
Kratos'
weapon,
video
and then they
is
get
that he's going over
gold,
these logs
and
for
then
like the
they get another
pseudo-random
gold
prototype,
weapon,
and he's
and
doing
then they're
something
gonna buy
similar to
some
what I
food.
do when I
They
go
don't
over
have
the
enough
logs
gold,
for the actual like
so
sentient AI. I try to
they try to
reason
buy
out
some
the
food
thought
again.
process
Still don't have enough
of the
gold,
sentient AI, like why it would be making
and
these
then they
choices.
starve.
But what I think is interesting about Kratos
So
is that
they're doing good for
there
a while.
actually
They
is
got
no
their
reasoning
combat stat
because
all
it's
the way up to
still
5.
just the pseudo-random prototype. So he's
So they
more or less doing
try to
like
hire a
a
rogue trainer.
for the
They
sentient one, if it was
succeed.
to generate this log,
However,
this might
because
be
they
what
didn't
it's
really have
thinking.
enough gold, they ended up going in
But it's
debt.
weird to read
So
it
that's something that I'm
and
going
to
to
know
do,
that like for
where
this one,
their
it's not
gold
actually
will
thinking through
technically go
anything.
into the
But
negative
for the
at some
sentient
point,
one, it is thinking through like his
where that will
actions
come
and stuff like that.
into play
Because the
later, where
output
there will be
is
like
identical between
debt
the two. Well, not
collection
really,
kind of
because the
things,
sentient
and then
AI,
that
I
will
feel like
seek you
tells
out
a
if you
more
have a
like direct
negative
story.
gold, and you'll end up
Because of the
having
fact that
to
it is thinking
pay up or
actions, I feel
just
like
kind
it's
of work
easier to
something out.
follow the reasoning. You can apply
So they tried to
reasoning to
mug
the
someone and
pseudo-random
it didn't
ones,
work.
but I
They
normally don't,
are trying to
simply
steal some
because I
food,
know
so they
it's
steal
not
some
thinking
food
through
because
its
they know everyone's
choices.
hungry.
The options are
So
just
let's
being
see.
randomly
They
selected.
try to find a mercenary, or they do a mercenary contract. They succeed, and then they decide to end the life. Which again, that is random, so that's not going to be nearly as common with the, or shouldn't be nearly as common with the sentient AI. It's just random. Let me find a longer one.
It'd be
Here we
interesting
go.
if he
So they try to
saved
steal
some
some
logs
food, but
ahead
they
of
got
time.
caught. So then they
Like he
try to end
could
the
generate a
contract,
log that he
or they
really
failed.
likes and then
So
save it to
then
like
they're going
Notepad
to
or
try
like Google
another
Keep
shady
or something.
contract. This time they
And
succeed.
then he
They
could
buy
do
gold.
videos like
So
this
then they
where
try to
instead
buy
of
some food.
continually
So they
running it and
succeed in
trying to
buying
get
some
like a
food.
good
They have
log
two
to
gold.
generate, he
So
could
they
just
go
be
back to
like,
sleep.
I already
They
have
find
these
another
logs
shady
prepared
contract.
and
They
like text
fail.
files. And we can
So
look at the
they're going to
logs and
try.
I
So
already
now it
know
looks
that
like
they're
they're
cool
giving
because
up
I've
on
already generated them.
trying to steal
I feel like that would be a
illegal
good
stuff.
idea for like
So they
future
go ahead and
videos.
hire a combat trainer. So they spend all their gold, and they even, so they spend all their gold to hire a combat trainer. They get +2 to combat. So they try to buy some food, but since they just spent all their money on the combat trainer, they don't have any money. So they're going to hire another combat trainer, and that's going to put them into debt a little bit. And then this time they're going to buy some food. That's going to put them in even more debt. So now they're going to try and steal some food, and then they get caught. So since they get caught, everything was taken away, and they die. So that was pretty good. Just if they would have used their combat stat more, went on a contract or something to get
I
some more
noticed that
money,
their
that would
gold
have
can
been
go
better
into
and
like
helped a little bit.
negative gold.
All right, one more. So they try to pickpocket, they succeed. They try to hire a combat trainer, they succeed. So they
How do you
get
get
some money.
negative
They
money?
try to hire another combat trainer. They don't have enough money. So they try a mercenary contract. They succeed. Their combat is at 5. So then they're going to pickpocket someone. They get caught.
He
They
has
lose
3
all their
gold.
gold.
He gets caught. It goes
So
down
then
to
they
0
try to hire
gold.
a rogue trainer so that they don't get caught again, and they go ahead
He
and
hired
succeed
a
in the
trainer.
They pushes them into debt a little bit. So then now that they have a rogue
So they
trainer, they're going
have
to try
debt.
and practice,
He has
steal some
debt in his
food, and they
game.
get caught. And
That's
then they try to steal
interesting.
some food
It
again, and this
seems
time they
weird that he
succeed.
has debt though.
So they're actually
Because
doing
it's
great so
like,
far. Their stealth is 4, combat is 5.
I guess it
Really,
makes
to mug
sense.
someone for
It
free is pretty
implies that when
weird.
he earns more gold,
But
he's paying
because
off
they
that debt at the same time. Like it automatically goes toward getting rid of the debt.
So it looks like they didn't get enough food when they
I
started.
was wondering
So
why
since they
it
didn't get enough
is
food, it only brought their
that it
finances
was
from
going
7
negative, but that makes
down
sense.
to
Negative
5.
money is a
Then
thing.
when it went up to 6,
Normally, I
they
would
ended
just
up
say
starving.
for like my simulations that are like similar to this, if you don't
Obviously,
have
it
enough money, you
has
just
quite a bit
can't
of
do it.
work
Kratos is like, you
to
can do it,
make it
you just go
more
into debt.
realistic
But I
or
imagine the
more
way he has it set up is that if you're
interactive.
in debt,
Just give
you
it more
can't
options.
like
So this is
go
still working
further into
progress.
debt.
This is just kind of the base that I
Unless he
have.
lets you
Just a
just
base
dig a hole
foundation
for
here.
yourself. That'd be
So
interesting. You just get into super debt. But at that point,
I
money
think
doesn't
that's
really
it.
matter
Like I
because then
said,
you
I'm going to
can
be
get
adding a
away
lot
with
more
just
to this. I'm going to
succeeding.
be updating it. There's going to be social aspects. There's going to be actual different or varieties of weapons and
Oh, you can get
contrasts
random
and
amounts of
different
gold
things.
for
So
when
it's
you
going to go
like
in a lot
mug
more depth,
somebody. That
and
makes sense. I think that's cool.
I look forward to hearing everyone's opinion of it. So,
Oh,
leave
he
let
left
me know your
a
thoughts
link
down
to like my
below.
Sentient
I'm
AI
really
playlist. I
excited to hear what
appreciate
you guys
that.
think about
And he
this,
also
and I
left a
hope you
link to
guys
my
stay
channel.
tuned for the
I
future
appreciate that
updates.
as well. I didn't know that he
Again,
was
thank
gonna
you
do
so
that.
much for watching. Again, my name
But
is
I'm hype
Tyler, and I
that
hope
he
you all
has
have a
made
fantastic
this
day.
prototype. I know John Mason is also interested in creating his own prototype. I'm going to work toward uploading this video to the channel. After that, I'm going to work on making my own video about Project Green Mist, which is a sentient AI that I finished working on a day or two ago. And after that, I'm probably going to watch some Kamen Rider Zero One, which is like a superhero sentient AI live action TV show. But anyways, I'm hype. Thank you all for tuning in. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding 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 ring notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. Make sure you check out Heart of Cards' original video. I talked over a good bit of it because this is more of like a commentary reaction kind of video. So make sure you check out his original video so that you're able to hear all of his thoughts and everything. Make sure you check out his channel so you'll be able to get regular updates on his project. And make sure you subscribe to his channel so that whenever those updates come around, you know, and you're able to check them out as they're released. Thank you all once again for tuning in. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jeb like the one only, logging out. Peace, guys. Chickadee guy.